Hello there, this is Patricia from Pinky's World, and today I'm making card number 6 in KENDRA'S card challenge 2. This is the sketch that we're going to be using today, and remember also, I forgot to say it before, you can turn it. Any of the sketches you can turn to suit your card. I'm actually going to go this way myself this time. So the bits that come when you're cutting out, you only get these 3 wee strips is all that comes. So you have to add the extras, and she tells you the size. You need 5.5 by 3 inches for that dark block behind that, which is this. So I wanted to set this here, but I thought it came over too far for me. By the time I get the wee pieces set on, 1, 2, 3, there's a wee bit of space. So I'm going to stick them on first and then give this a wee trim. I've also went ahead and cut, just ripped my corner there, cut using the rectangular stitch dies. I've used the two second and third out for my sentiment, so it's going to go on top of that, and then I'm going to decorate it with ribbon and stuff. So we'll start with this anyway, and we'll get these wee pieces stuck in place. So there's 3 of these from that same paper, and we're just going to glue them on and then trim it down, and that'll give us our finished look for the base. So again, very easy, and remember, you can, choose to change things to suit yourself, to suit your own needs. There's no point in making cards that you don't like. So chop and change what suits you. So I'm going to try and keep these with the same wee distance on each of the stripes. So just a wee narrow one, and then the darker one, which matches this Calypso Coral colour, will go in the centre. So again, try and keep that same wee depth between the two, or roughly. And then our third one will go here, and these are each, it tells you all the directions. If you follow the plan, you will know it. But I mean, if you're not interested in follow the plan, you might see one wee sketch in there that would suit you for one particular card. Use that. Don't worry about having all the sketches completed. Totally up to you. I'm certainly going to hold on to these sketches because I think I would use them again. And she will be starting another one in July if that gives you more time. So you can see we're left with a wee bit of border. I didn't want as much gap between mine, so I'm going to slip it in and maybe, takes a wee bit off if I can manage to do it properly, and leave the same sort of wee gap. Fingers crossed. Not too bad at all. That one slipped a bit, or else it's slightly longer. One of the other, give that a wee trim. If there's anything hanging over, trim it now. So that's that bit done. And because I want to run my card this way, this will stick right to the end as it does in the sketch. But again, that's up to you. If you want to leave a bit of white there, you could. This will go in here, and the wee sentiment on top, and then I'm decorating it up with flowers. So we'll do that next. We'll stamp our sentiment, and I should tell you the stamp set I'm using is the Flowers of Friendship, and I've used the terracotta tile because I haven't got Calypso Coral, and mint macaron for the wee leaves and stuff. And this punch is the one that comes with that particular set, and you can stamp and punch out and make lovely wee flowers. So they're pretty cute, and even the wee leaves. This is the larger of the leaves, which is here. The only thing I'll tell you is cut yourself a strip of paper, stamp one, punch it, stamp another, punch it, and work that way, because you could end up stamping them too close together and not have enough room and end up with a flower taking away bits of your leaf. So just bear that in mind. So we're going to ink up with the terracotta tile. It's as close a colour I could get to the Calypso Coral, so it works for me. I'm happy enough. So this says, life is better with friends like you. So I'm just going to try and get it central, straight. That's a good deep sentiment in that, which is pretty cool to have. And that's out of the new catalogue. So we're going to mount this onto this. And I have went ahead and made those wee flowers. So before you stick anything down, check that you're happy with where everything is going. Put that in the centre of that. Then that goes on there. Straighten it. This one will go on here, and then I'm going to tuck wee leaves, and I'm going to do the other flower at the top and tuck leaves in it. So hopefully that'll look fine. And the only other thing I'll be adding is a piece of ribbon, which I'm going to wrap around and tie in a bow just to carry on the stripes. This ribbon is old. I got it maybe the first year I was with Stampin' Up during celebration. So I only have a wee skimp of it left, so it'll do the job here. But I wanted to show you how I went about doing these. Stamped it in the terracotta, and then I'm going in with the light calypso and just giving it a wee quick colour, nothing too drastic, just keeping it light. The smaller flower I went in with the light calypso coral and daffodil delight to tie in with the yellows. So I'm not taking any time with these at all. I'm just scribbling on the colour because most of it is under if you're layering it up. You're only going to see the outer bits. Not even colouring the centre one because you don't need it coloured. So now you need your punch. And this fits in to the top here. And you can see if you hadn't stamped and punched one at a time, you might lose bits if you stamp too close, as was what I was trying to explain to you earlier. So just get your scissors and give that a wee light curl, just without bending it preferably. So this wee flower I have ready with a dimensional on the bottom of it, and we'll just scoot it in to the centre, and that's going to go up here. So we're getting there. So we'll attach all this now, and I think I'm just going to keep mine to the end. I'm happy enough with it there. Could give you an entirely different look, pulling it out a wee bit. So I just want to make sure that's all lining up nicely to the end of the card. Then we're going to, lay this one. I should have raised this one up. I think I'll stick this one down separate, flat, and then I'll raise the centre one up. Let's try and get it central. Corner sticking up where I caught it. I think that's about right. Not too bad. This one we're going to put dimensionals onto. Got my desk's in a mess today. I've done so many cards today. So stick that central to there. And then we're going to add these. We'll probably need to put them on a dimensional to make them raise up to fit on that corner. So I'll just use one of these cut down. That'll bring it up to the same level as your rectangle there. And work out which is the best way. That looks good. So we want to put our little leaves on. I'm going to use the Tomboy glue. Just putting the leaves. I've curled them and all, stamped them, coloured them in with the mint macaron, stamped in mint macaron, coloured in with mint macaron dark, and then just a wee tip on the end where you curled it up. And you just slot it in where you think it looks good and press it. So you just need 4 of those. Come on, sit. You could put a wee gem in your flowers too if you fancied. One more and then we just have the ribbon to do. This is probably the longest card yet. So it's very pretty, I think. So where's my ribbon? Here you go. We're just going to wrap this inside the card. I'm going to put a cut and sticking. I've nothing really to stick it to anyway, so you can either tie your bow that's going to be in the center, or you can bring the bow to the top, which sort of balances the space for you, which is what I'm going to do. So make sure you measure that you have enough, pull your ribbon through enough that you have room to tie a decent bow. So awkward when you're working on the reel. So I reckon about here probably. You want to make sure this is facing the right way and keep it that way. I'm actually going to tighten a wee knot so that I can begin to work with it. Just make sure that you're tight enough before you get to that last wee bit. And then you can scooch the ribbon up and down if you need to. That's the end of my ribbon anyway. We made it to the end. So tie yourself a bow. If it's moving about, reopen it and put a sticky dot on it maybe. I'm going to need to play about with this, I think. Now if I put a sticky dot underneath this, it will hold that in place for me, that it doesn't look so straggly. So we'll maybe try that. Helps a bit, doesn't it? Maybe not be able to leave them as long as I'd like. Oh, bow, come on. That's as close as we're getting to it, so not bad, sure it's not. Goodbye, that's the end of my lovely ribbon. So that is this turned. Still makes a lovely wee card, and you could add the lovely matching jewels that come with that particular set if I could find them. Yeah, those ones there. You could put the yellow in, couldn't you? Just look nice. And that's it all finished. Just curl up your wee flowers so that everything's sitting up the way you'd like it to. And there you go. Another one, number 6 down. Lots more to go, so I'll catch us all again later. Bye.